Welcome to another review here on Ray Reno Does Music, where today we're diving into the certainly odd world of K-pop with one of four very close together reviews in a sort of K-pop music event I'm doing over the course of 2 days, where I'm just focusing on, well, albums in that genre. And today we're looking at the overall album Made by South Korean band BigBang. I want to first start off saying, yes, I know there were technically the singles M, A, D, and E, but it was also released as an album. I'm not going to be doing none of this, oh, here's a mini album, here's a little compilation album, here's a video album. Fuck off. That is very confusing. You don't want to know. I spent over an hour just trying to figure out how all this works on their Wikipedia page. Anyways, often regarded as the kings of K-pop, and cited as equally often as influences for many artists in that scene today, the group consists of, and I'm about to butcher some of these names most likely, here we go, G-Dragon, T.O.P., Seungri, Taeyang, and Daesung. Ugh, I can tell that I fucked some of those names up, but oh well, so all the angry fans in the comments saying, that's not how you spell my bias's name, stop. So I usually tend to avoid K-pop outside of a few BTS songs and G-Dragon singles for some reasons I'm not going to go into right now. But BigBang was introduced to me a couple years ago and honestly made me look twice at things. Earlier releases may not be the best thing from them, but this album Made, they showcase every element that makes them so big, or I could say made them so big. Blending together genres like R&B, hip-hop, and J-pop all together effortlessly. The songs honestly seem like pure messes at first glance, but eventually, when you listen to them a second time or a third time, look how they go together with each other. They lend to a greater picture. Emotional songs seem to be their biggest draw here, at least to me, with tracks like Sober and Loser both being streamed over 200 million times combined, just those two songs alone, not even noting the other ones on here, and that's just on YouTube. The thing about multi-vocalist groups is that oftentimes you see one person being used over the others, whether that be in bands like Hollywood Undead, the local band that I reviewed a couple times, Unimagined. And especially K-pop, you see some sort of favoritism over some members of the band, while others are just kind of there throwing in occasional, yeah, that type of thing. But with BigBang here, they essentially take that and do the complete opposite and make things very well mixed at first glance. With their usual releases, BigBang is using everyone to their full potential, whether it be beautiful string music, such as in their song Sober, I believe. No, I'm sorry, it's If You that I'm thinking of. Whether it be beautiful string music and hypnotizing, I'm so sorry for all my stutters. Beautiful string music and hypnotizing percussion beats, like in songs like If You, or otherwise like songs like Zutter, which are pure just hip-hop beat songs. There's a very certain balance that this band seems to achieve very easily, while some groups in their own scenes like rap, pop, or even rock can't even manage to hold their own candles and their own influences and ideas together quite well, while this band is here taking all of them and fusing them effortlessly. The album as a whole is a great example of the versatility you can find in the K-pop genre, each vocalist fitting into their general archetype and mood corresponding to the songs they feature on and the lyrics they sing. Though something that I've noticed with this style of music is very often there's a certain aesthetic and atmosphere that oftentimes finds itself as important or more important as the music and its composition here. The fashion, the presentation on stage, the promotional material, the fact that they announced 3 comebacks within a single year. I don't get it! But everything is done for a reason, and so is every song here, but sometimes those reasons don't amount to things very often. The pairings within the songs are probably the most interesting thing present, as the chemistry flows between some of the guys, but not so much with others. Zutter, as I mentioned before, is a very hip-hop oriented song with both G-Dragon and T.O.P. making this their duo song, and they take things and they run with it. It's probably the best song, and to me, on this entire album. Everything is so chemistry laden. It's littered with back and forths here. But you look at one of the major singles for the album, Loser, and it's just sort of shaky with how they try to come together with things. It's solid, it's emotional, and it tells a story almost very much well than some of the other songs here, but just looking at how they could have done things a little differently had this member come in instead of another one. Maybe some of the voices didn't sync up for some people, but to me it just seems like the composition and writing for that song was just kind of shaky and not done in a way that could have really made the song pop more than it really could have already. And that's just honestly something that gets really mixed up when you come to multi-vocalist K-pop groups in general. The composition and arrangement is very give or take, very one way or the other. It's either done very well or it's done very, honestly, badly. But regardless, this album is one that I don't exactly love. I don't hate it, but it's somewhere in the middle. It's alright. It's pretty good. I wouldn't see myself going back to it myself, but I do acknowledge that it is a very solid K-pop album and a great example of why they are the kings of P-pop. P-pop, wow. While I might not agree with the arrangements and the vocalization or the composition even for these songs, I will acknowledge they do what is expected of them very well. They take everything, all their expectations, and blow them up. If I was a K-pop fan or someone in that country, I would acknowledge and I would be very happy for this band, although myself, I'm just not a big fan of the music, so I can't really say anything good about it, but I will acknowledge that they are doing what they need to do very well. So, with all that said, going to be ending this review here by giving them an 8 out of 10, just above average, pretty solid, not my type of music, but they know what they're doing and they're doing it quite well. So, I'll leave a link down below to my favorite song off of Made, and I just want to say these K-pop reviews are going to be very hit or miss. As I'm going through now and kind of listening to them, I don't think I'm doing them as well as I could other albums. That might just be due to my own interest in actually doing them. These are more or less requests from my friend Danielle, who is very much into K-pop, that I sort of kind of looked at the idea and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I apologize if these reviews don't necessarily reach the same level that I do on my normal ones. But as I said, 8 out of 10, link down below to my favorite song. If you enjoyed this or hated it, be sure to like, dislike, subscribe, or unsubscribe. Yell at me in the comments for pronouncing names wrong, and I'll see you in the next video.